Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Now, as you can tell by the title, today's going to be the best of 2020 makeup and skincare. Now, I like to do these videos on my channel every year after the new year, and it's just kind of like a recap of all the best things that I discovered in the previous year. Although 2020 was not the best year, there was a lot of bad that happened in this year, and it seemed like the worst year ever. I will say the one thing I am grateful for is how much my channel has been able to grow in this time, and the time I was given to put into videos and stuff, which I didn't have before. And through that time, I've discovered so many more products that I truly love and use, so I thought I'd share them in this video today. Now, I have a bunch of skincare and makeup that I'll be talking about, so if you want to see my best of 2020, just keep on watching. So I'm going to start off with skincare, since I feel like that's what you apply before you go in with makeup. Kind of follow that order through with the other products too, just in the order I usually apply them. So I'm going to start off with skincare, starting off with the Cerave Foaming Cleanser. Now, this has to be one of my favorite skincare products I discovered this year. It has completely transformed my skin. It really does a great job at cleansing and getting, you know, all the makeup and dirt and sunscreen out of your pores. And since I do, you know, wear a fair bit of makeup, I want a cleanser that will really make sure that that all gets out at the end of the day, and this definitely does that. But at the same time, it's not too stripping, and it doesn't dry my skin out too much either. So overall, it's really great. I recommend this to so many people who just want a really great cleanser. Another item from Cerave that I just love, and I'm almost finished, is the Cerave Moisturizing Lotion. This is one of my favorite products. Again, it's so good. It's just the perfect moisturizer at, you know, giving a lot of moisture to the skin without feeling too heavy. It sinks into the skin really nicely, and I feel like a lot of people can use this. I love how it's fragrance free, and it's just a very simple moisturizer. I feel like what I've learned this year is definitely the simpler the skincare, the better it can be. So that's why this is one of my favorite moisturizers, and it's just my daily moisturizer that I absolutely love. I do want to mention another moisturizer though that I just recently discovered, and this is the calming cream. Now, you know, with 2020 and having to wear masks all the time, I tried out a Acne kit recently, and this is one of the products that I tried out in that kit, the Xion Health Calming Cream, and oh my goodness, this completely solved one of my biggest skincare issues that I get from wearing a mask all day, which is a compromised moisture barrier. And this is such a good repair moisturizer that just gives your skin so much moisture back and really makes sure that your skin doesn't get dried out during the day while you're wearing a mask. So I highly recommend this one. If you want to see the Acne kit video I did with the full test on this, I'll link that down below. Also from Xion Health, I also tried the Ancient Clay Deep Pore Cleanser Mask. Now, I am not really into clay masks because they really dry out my skin, since I do have dry skin, and this, I have to say, is the first clay mask that I used that did not dry out my skin, and it had a lot of moisturizing properties in it while also having like salicylic acid in there that can really help, you know, with breakouts and overall maskne that you get from wearing a mask. So this was also one of my favorite products. Then for sunscreen, my all-time favorite, and the one that I guess I kind of rediscovered this year, is the Neutrogena Sheer Zinc Mineral Sunscreen SPF 50. I did use this a few years ago, but only when I went to the beach and stuff, and I never really thought to just use it every single day. And since then, I have to say it's really helped my skin and my acne scarring, because it does have like zinc and stuff in here, zinc oxide, which is a great ingredient at reducing redness and inflammation. So I love this sunscreen, and definitely one of my favorite skincare items. Next, I want to mention the Ordinary Niacinamide. Now, as you can see, I have used a lot of niacinamide this past year, and I think it's such a great ingredient. I feel like it's very safe ingredient to use, since a lot of people can use it. It works for a lot of different skin types. It mixes well with other products and other actives, and it really just helps at calming the skin down. I have super sensitive skin, so I did experience some like flushing with this when I first started using it, but my skin got used to it, and now I love it. It's really great at just reducing redness and sensitivity throughout the day, so definitely one of my top skincare products for this year. And then my last mention has to be these hydrocolloid band-aids. I just posted a video of these recently, and you guys have been loving it, and I love these band-aids so much. I do use them when I get a breakout that, you know, just hurts or has a lot of buildup in it, so that these can just heal it really nicely. If I have a breakout that breaks, I cover it with one of these so that it stays protected from the environment, and the healing process is like so accelerated. It's insane, so I absolutely love these. So that's really it for skincare. Let's move on to makeup. I'm gonna start off with primer. I have two primers to share with you guys. Now I tried to put like my top products in this video to keep it, you know, not from being like 3 hours long, because of course I tried out a ton of products this year. But the first one is the Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer, and I love this stuff actually. I use it on bare skin too. It provides a really pretty glow to the skin. It's not overly shimmery or anything like that. It's just a beautiful sheen, and it really just makes the skin have that like healthy glow to it, so I really enjoy it. And it has a great formula to it, so one of my favorites. The next one I guess is also more of a dewy primer. This is the Rose Glo primer from Sistar Cosmetics. This is a new brand I tried out this year that I was so excited to try, since I do really love a bunch of the products that I discovered in that video, and this being one of them. Now the only downside to this, it does have that rose fragrance in there, which is something I don't love. It's pretty strong. Other than that, it looks really pretty on the skin, and it is a bit tinted too. I'll link the video down below where I tried this out so you guys can see it. I'll actually link all the videos I have on most of these products down below so that you guys can go for more information if you're interested in any of these particular products. But with this one right here, it has a bit of a tint to it, so I even like wearing this on bare skin because it kind of gives me a bit of coverage, just a tiny bit, but it makes my skin look really glowy and healthy and smooth. It smooths out the pores and just provides a really nice canvas. I think it's like the perfect combination between like a pore filling smoothing primer and also a illuminating glowy primer, so I really do like this one. Next we have foundation, and my favorite foundation of this year was definitely the Wet n Wild Dewy foundation. Now I was a longtime lover of the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation, but I did find it was a little too drying for me, and it is a great full coverage glam foundation, but this right here is just a little better for when you still want glam but you want something a little bit lighter, something that looks glowier on the skin, and this is exactly that. And especially since I have dry skin, this one is perfect. I love it. I'm wearing it right now. It gives a great amount of coverage, not like too intense, but you can build it up, and it just has that dewy feel to it, very hydrating on the skin, doesn't feel heavy, and it just wears really nicely too, so I really enjoyed this foundation. For concealer this year, my top favorite has to be the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. It's just such a beautiful formula. You know, it looks very healthy under the eyes since it has that hydrating feel to it. It doesn't crease too badly either, and it just stays looking pretty fresh throughout the day. I love wearing it for no makeup days just because it blends into the skin and just looks like your skin but better, so this is definitely one of my favorites. All right, let's move on to powder. You know, when it comes to powder, I kind of stick to what I like, and that is the Coty Airspun. I just love that powder so much that I just use it on a daily, and I don't really experiment that much with other powders out there. But one that I discovered this year that I actually really enjoy is the Its U Skin Perfecting Finishing Powder from Sistar Cosmetics. Now, I really enjoy this one when I do very light makeup because it's a very lightweight powder. It's so finely milled that it just blends in the skin really beautifully, and I like using it when I want a bit more dewy makeup because it sets the skin really nicely and smooths it out without making your skin look too matte. But it still does a great job at setting it, so it's a very, very fine powder, and it just has a really beautiful finish on the skin, doesn't look cakey at all, so I do really enjoy this one, and I'm happy I found it this year. Next product is a palette, and this is the Physicians Formula Butter Collection X Weylie Hoang, and I just uploaded my review on this palette. Now, even though I discovered this at the very end of 2020, I decided to include it in this video since it was released in 2020. I think this is one of the best drugstore items to come out this year. It's so amazing. It has all the best butter products all in one. I used it today to do my like bronzing and highlighting, and it's so beautiful. If you want more info on it, definitely go check out my review with swatches and stuff. But I love this palette. Great formula, great price too, and just one of the best palettes of 2020. Speaking of butter products, I do also have to mention the butter blushes. Now, even though I have used the butter formula for so long and their butter bronzers have been something that I've always had in my collection, it's just this year that I started using the butter blush, and I love it so much. It's such a beautiful formula. It goes on bare skin really nicely too. It has like that really, you know, just like the name says, butter feel to it, where it goes on really nicely and looks super smooth smooth and kind of has that satin finish to it, so your skin doesn't look dull at all with it on. It really brings life back to the skin without being like a shiny formula. So really amazing quality blushes, and I highly recommend them from Physicians Formula. This one is in the shade Vintage Rose, and it's just a beautiful like everyday colored blush. This year was definitely the year of blushes because I have 3 more formulas to talk about. This is the year that I really discovered that I actually like blush. I started using it way more, and it's definitely one of those products that I go in pretty heavy-handed in with now, and I'm so happy I do that now because I really love how it looks. It makes me look so much more healthy and glowy by just adding some color back into my skin. So another formula I tried out this year was the new Wet n Wild blushes. Now these are their color icon blushes, and they did redo these. So I used this shade today. This is in the color Pearlescent Pink, a really beautiful peach. These are really nice, a great drugstore blush, really affordable, great formula. They apply really nicely, have a good amount of pigment to them. I'd say they last a pretty long time too, so definitely one of my favorites, and I'd highly recommend it. Wet n Wild always seems to impress me, and they definitely continue to do that with their blushes this year. Now, along with me loving blush more this year, I also started getting into more natural makeup, and although I love my full glam, especially for on camera, when I'm just, you know, going about my day and at home, or even just going out and I'm not filming, I don't really wear makeup that much anymore, and if I do, it's very, very light. So one thing I really started loving this year was cream products, and most of all, cream blushes. So I do have 2 formulas to talk about right now. The first one is the Colourpop Stick Blush. I love this, guys, so much. It's so easy to use. I have this one in the shade Aloha, and I've done a couple tutorials and stuff using this. I've done like no makeup look tutorials, and usually I'm using this one right here because it's perfect. It has pigment, but it's very easy to use and very easy to blend out, and you just apply it right on or apply it onto a brush and then put it on. Blends out so easily, so easy to work with, and it's perfect on bare skin or very minimal makeup days. You can, you know, put this in your purse too and reapply during the day. Just an amazing product overall. And then I also have been loving the Rare Beauty blushes, the liquid ones. Now these ones are definitely more on the pigmented side, and you have to be very careful with them because you can easily overuse them, but I would just say experiment with them a little bit. You only need a little bit of these, and they're really beautiful, blend into the skin really nicely, and these last such a long time on the skin as well. So really beautiful formula from Rare Beauty. Next, I want to talk about highlighters. So one of my favorites this year was the Milani Baked Highlighters. I have mine in the shade Dolce Perla, but I loved baked products in general, and I love Milani's baked blushes. So when I saw that they came out with a baked highlighter, I'm like, oh my god, yes, I need this right now. And this is an amazing formula. It just goes on the skin really nicely, looks really beautiful, and really gives you that glow from within. Even though it has, you know, that glitter and shimmer in here, it still looks really beautiful on the skin. Doesn't emphasize texture or anything like that. Just an overall great drugstore formula. And then along with liquid blush, I also got into liquid highlighter, and one that I discovered this year that I really liked was the Rare Beauty liquid highlighter. I have this one in the shade Enlighten. Really nice for no makeup days because you can just, you know, pat some into the skin, blends in really nicely, and just gives you that nice glow. I also love mixing this into foundation, wearing it under foundation. Really nice, and I do use it quite a bit. Even with full glam, I use it. I'll just usually top it off with a powder highlight on top to kind of lock it in. But a really versatile product, and you get a lot of product as well, so it's really worth the price in my opinion. Really nice, like smooth, easy to work with formula. All right, let's talk eyeshadow palettes. Now the first ones I was debating whether or not to mention or not, but then I'm like, you know what, I actually really did enjoy them, and they did kind of catch me by surprise, and that is the Essence Element palettes. So we have a fire, earth, air, and water. Now I will say out of all of them, air kind of disappointed me. I didn't really like it that much. But for the other 3, I do really like them, and I think these are amazing palettes, especially for beginners. They don't have a ton of pigment to them, but they're super easy to work with, blend out like a dream, and you can do a lot with them. You get a lot of color selection in here. This one is obviously my favorite. I actually used it on the eyes today, and you just get a lot to play with in here. I think they're awesome for creating really beautiful looks. You can get more colorful with them too, and I did a bunch of tutorials using these, and my eye looks always turned out really nice. I never had an issue applying these or blending them out or working with them. They're just really user friendly, and I think that's why they're perfect for beginners, and also they're super affordable palettes. And I love whenever I find a amazing drugstore palette and I feel like I have to mention it to you guys. So these were definitely a favorite for this year. Even if you're more experienced with makeup, I think these are awesome, really affordable options at the drugstore. Of course, I also have to mention the Rare Beauty eyeshadow palettes. These were something that I didn't think I'd love as much as I do, and now I keep them right on my vanity. These are just some amazing shimmer eyeshadows. If you love your glitter like I do, you will really enjoy these. Now, I usually go for a liquid shimmer on the eyes, but these are just so amazing, and I have been using them a lot. They just kind of add that pop to any eye look you do, and I like the color selections in here. You have some beautiful colors to play with, and I'm really hoping that Rare Beauty comes out with more eyeshadow palettes in the future. Right now, since I did say I love my liquid eyeshadows, I do have to mention some glitters, of course. You guys always ask me in my videos, what are you wearing on your eyes? And it's usually a glitter eyeshadow. So some of my favorites are, of course, the Milani Hypnotic Lights. The two shades that they came out with this year were Pinkaroo, this beautiful iridescent pink. It's like a duochrome with blue and purple, gorgeous. And then we also have Lollapalooza, which is a blue with slight pink tones in there, really gorgeous as well, and just an amazing glitter formula. Just absolutely stunning on the eyes. Then I want to talk about the e.l.f. glitter eyeshadows. I did a full video on these. I do have the whole collection, and I love all the shades, but my two favorites have to be Disco Queen, which is a silver with a bunch of like blue, green, yellow in here, so it looks gorgeous on the eyes. It really catches the light really beautifully. And then this one, which I'm wearing on my lids right now, in the shade 24K Gold, and this is the most intense gold eyeshadow I've ever come across, and I absolutely love it. So these e.l.f. ones are really great, and I love them so much. Now this one right here is also a recent find for me, but I love this color and the formula so much that I had to mention it. This is from Sistar Cosmetics, and this is in the shade Frozen Heart. Now it's a silver color, but it has blue and red, like burgundy tones in there. So when you put it on the eye and when it shifts, it just looks out of this world. Especially when I wear this one in videos, you guys always ask what I'm wearing, so this is it right here, an amazing glitter eyeshadow, one of my faves. All right, next I'm gonna talk about these Moitié magic stick liners right here. Now I did a whole video on these, and these are basically an eyelash adhesive, so you use them as a regular eyeliner and then you just stick your lashes right onto them. They use no magnets, no glue. I like to kind of describe it as a sticky note adhesive. So you just apply it like a regular eyeliner. They have a ton of colors: blue, green, purple, clear, brown, black, so everything you could want. And you just apply the lashes straight onto these, and they're really great. These have definitely changed how I've applied my lashes. They make it super easy to put on, and they're definitely one of my favorite things I've discovered this year. And going along with that, I've also loved Moitié's 10-day lashes, which I also did a full video on. They're basically like 10-day lash extensions, at-home lash extensions that are temporary, but they look so good and are such good quality. This is the adhesive right here, and it's just such an easy at-home system to do. And when you just want, you know, to have lash extensions for around 10 days, you can do so from your house at a really low cost price. And also their lashes are amazing. They're definitely one of my favorite new lash brands. Such great quality in their lashes. They have so many different styles, and between their magic stick liner or the 10-day lash kit, you know, you can get some really nice lash applications. Now when I'm not using the Moitié lash kits and I am just using regular strip lashes, I discovered a new lash glue that is just way better than what I was using before. Now you guys have probably seen this everywhere, but I just don't know why I never bought it. So I always use the Duo, like in that white squeezy tube, and it always got everywhere. It always never worked well for me. So then I decided to pick these up, and these just have the brush applicator, and I love these so much more. They're like 10 times more sticky and durable. They stay on way better, and they're just so much easier to use in my opinion. And I also love the black one when I'm doing a winged liner because then it blends right in. So I know these are not a new product, but they're new to me and I absolutely love them. Now for a few lip products, so I first want to mention the Milani Bold Matte Lipsticks. Now I think I mentioned this last year too, but I think I only had one shade last year, and this year I did get all of these shades and they're still one of my favorites. I use these almost every single day. Definitely my top favorite lipstick formula of all time, I have to say. Really beautiful pigmentation, lasts a long time and feel really nice on the lips. Just all in all, beautiful formula. I also have been loving the Milani Matte Satin Liquid Lipsticks. These have to be like my perfect liquid lipstick. They're not drying at all, but they still have that matte transfer proof feel to them. They're like right in the middle of like a mousse liquid lipstick and a super matte one. So it's like the perfect combination if you don't want to dry out your lips when using one. Super pigmented, very comfortable. You can mix them with different formulas and they just wear really beautifully. Then we have the Milani lip glosses that they came out this year, the ludicrous ones. Amazing formula. I've always loved Milani's glosses, but this formula right here is just like literal water. That's how it feels on the lips. It's so smooth and really nice. I've really been loving these lip glosses. The last product I have to mention in this video is a setting spray. Now this is the Rare Beauty setting spray and I absolutely love this. It sets my makeup so nicely, and even throughout the day as I've been wearing it, it just refreshes it. And it's not really that long lasting setting spray, but I just think my makeup looks so much prettier and less cakey when I've used this. It just sets it all together and melts everything together, and it just is a really nice experience, if that makes sense. It's just one of those products that you don't need, but it just makes makeup so much more fun in my opinion. All right guys, so that is really it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what some of your best of 2020 products are down below in the comments. I would love to hear from you guys. But anyways, please subscribe if you haven't already, and also make sure to turn on my post notifications so you get notified every single time I upload a new video. And yeah guys, that's it for this one. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!